We live in an era today where there's an all-out war on men. There's a war on men, and there's definitely a war on masculinity. What you see now from this Time's Up movement and this Me Too movement, it's nothing more than population control. But a lot of people don't know that, though. They want to make it where men and women don't relate to each other or interact with each other at all. And sad to say, it might come to be fruition. It might happen. It might actually happen. You see, with these false rape accusations and all this nonsense that's happening out here, see, the thing about it, a lot of the women don't see that it's actually against them. It's against both of us, but it's designed to leave them lonely and designed to leave them by themselves. But see, false rape accusations are nothing new. It's been happening. I want to read a story about Joseph, one of the 12 patriarchs. Right after his brothers got him sold into slavery by the Ishmaelites, and he comes into this Egyptian house, and we're going to read a story. We're going to read chapter 39 of Genesis to find out what happened to him. To see that these false rape accusations is nothing new. But we see that the Most High was with Joseph and actually gave him the victory in the end. But let's read this and find out what happened. Like I said, this is Genesis chapter 39. Let's read the whole chapter. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, brought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down thither. And Yahweh was with Joseph, and he was prosperous. He was a prosperous man, and he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian. And his master saw that Yahweh was with him, and that the Most High Yah made all that he did to prosper in his hand. See, when the other nations, when the Gentiles are good, the Israelites, they can prosper that way. See, when you do a Israelite good, when you treat an Israelite good, the Most High will look at that and prosper your house. So a lot of you Gentiles need to look at that. Think about that. And Joseph found grace in his sight, and he served him, and he made him overseer over his house, and all he had, he put into his hand. And it came to pass from the time that he made him overseer in his house, and all that he had, that the Most High blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake, and the blessing of Yah was upon all that he had in his house and in the field. And he left all he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not aught he had, save the bread which he did eat, and Joseph was a goodly person and well favored. So the Egyptian trusted Joseph so much, he didn't even keep account of his money. He just let Joseph handle everything of the house. That's how much he trusted Joseph. Keep that in mind. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, "Lie with me." Okay, so she's going after Joseph now. She want him to have sex with her. Okay, but he refused and said unto his master's wife, "Behold, my master wanteth not what is with me in the house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand." All right, so Joseph said, "No. There is none greater in his house than I, neither have he kept back anything from me but you. Because thou art his wife, how can I do this great wickedness and sin against Yahweh?" So you see there, Joseph didn't give in to what this woman wanted. But we know a lot of niggas would have gave in and had sex with her and committed fornication and adultery in that way. Because you're not supposed to sleep with another man's wife. Okay? But he didn't do that. He held fast to the commandments and told her no. But let's see what happens. And it came to pass as she spoke to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her to lie by her or to be with her. Now pay attention to that. It says, as she spoke to Joseph day by day. See, that's how women do. They try to wear you down. She was trying to wear him down with her nagging and asking him day by day, but he didn't give in to it. And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within. And she caught him by his garment, saying, "Lie with me." And he left with his garments in her hand and fled and got him out. So she basically grabbed him and tried to force him. So he had to run away, and she snatched the shirt out of his hand and had it in her hand. That's how bad he had to get out of there. And it came to pass when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and was fled forth, that she called unto the men of the house and spoke unto them, saying, "See, he hath brought in a Hebrew unto us to mock us, and he came in unto me to lie with me, and I cried in loud voice. And it came to pass when he had heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled and got him out. Now we know that's a damn lie. But check out what happened though. And she laid up his garment by her until his master came home. And she spoke unto him according to these words, saying, the Hebrew servant which thou hast brought unto us came in unto me to mock me. And it came to pass, as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled out. So basically she accused him of rape. And it came to pass, when his master heard the words of his wife, when she spoke unto him, saying, after this manner did the servant to me, that his wrath was kindled. So we see here, he's taking the path of a simp, of a man, John, just believing whatever she say. Didn't check it out, didn't ask Joseph anything. Just believe what the woman say. Is that not what the Me Too movement is doing? Time's Up. Is that not what they doing to these men like Morgan Freeman, Bill Cosby? I mean, they don't even have any DNA evidence and these men are getting convicted. But as we see here in the Bible, nothing new under the sun, right? And Joseph's master took him and put him into prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound, and he was there in the prison. And let's see what happens though. But the Most High was with Joseph and showed him mercy and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in the prison. And whatsoever they did there, he was the doer of it. You see that? So what this woman meant for evil for him, the Most High turned it into good. And we have to look at that. So when you ban the Most High's commandments, even people that's trying to do evil to you, the Most High will turn it into good. You just have to be patient. The keeper of the prison looked not to anything that was under his hand, because Yahweh was with him, and that which he did, the Most High made it to prosper. So we see there that Joseph ultimately got the victory in that, but he had to go through something though, okay? And this wicked woman seemed to have got away with putting a false rape accusation on him. See, it's nothing new under the sun. It's just, it makes you sick to see this stuff, because it's definitely a war of masculinity, as a lot of the brothers on YouTube been saying. And it's just, you can see, we can see the foresight. We can see the forest for the trees. But a lot of other people, especially the women and other people that can't see it, what this is leading to. This is leading to lead the women to be alone and to their demise. Because women need men. We need each other, but women definitely need men though. And what this is making the environment very hostile. Very hostile environment where men don't even want to talk to women no more. I know a lot of brothers, man, that don't even talk to women no more, man. They just be like, you know what? Most of these bitches ain't shit. That's the attitude that they have. And they leave it alone, man. And that's sad, man, because, you know, we know how that's going to end up. But let's see what happened also when you do a false accusation against somebody. Because if you say somebody raped you and they didn't, that could destroy their whole life. You look at the Brian Banks situation. That woman said that he raped her and he didn't, even though he got to go back to the NFL for like a year or two, but his career was never the same. All right, his career never really took off like that because of that. Even though if you exonerated, or if they say you've been not guilty, it's still a stigma to you even being accused of rape. And these women get away with that scot-free. But let's see what the Bible say about lying on people. Matter of fact, let's go to the 10 Commandments. Let's go to the 10 Commandments. Now these are commandments that people say they follow, but when you read these commandments, you can see that people don't follow these commandments at all. Let's read this. This is Exodus chapter 20. Let's read 16. It says, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Plain and simple, man. Plain and simple. And when these women do that, they're bearing false witness against these men and destroying these men's lives. But see, here's the thing. What goes around comes around. See, if you lie on somebody, say somebody raped you and they didn't, you're going to get what you got coming. And when it comes to you, you're not going to like it. You see that? False rape accusations. I tell your brothers out there, man, y'all got to be smart out there, you know. Keeping this book, stay praying to the Most High, stay smart. Ask the Most High to give you direction and guidance on what to do, where to go, how to move and shake in this system. Because we definitely live in the last days. We see this weather is off the chain. We see sign after sign. We can see it's almost over, man. You know? So now's the time to stay focused. Now it's not the time to lose focus. It's time to stay focused. So y'all brothers out there, stay focused, man. And don't let this shit get the better of you, all right? Y'all willing, I'll see y'all next time.